Jamestown this morning, Glenn. We're doing a movie review, and it's actually about Black Phone, and it's from Joe Hill, from his new best-selling, New York Times best-selling 20th Century Ghost. It's being presented by Universal and Blumhouse, and it stars Mason Thames and Ethan Hawke. And of course, Tony and I are going to talk about it. Tony's with the Flick Fanatics. So Tony, I'm going to let you go first. Black Phone.
I should have known when I saw Blumhouse Productions associated with this film that it was going to be much better than I anticipated. A very unnerving, deeply unsettling, and a dark, chilling tale. For those who aren't familiar with the short story by Joe Hill, who happens to be Stephen King's son, it's definitely a dark story. There's no question. And it'll hit home for some. But as the film version, Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw, they're the heart and soul of the film. The emotion and the situational awareness the characters are able to convey, and Madeline McGraw gives some very good laughs with some of her choice words and prayers. But it's definitely some good levity for the heavy moments. And what a deliciously evil turn from Ethan Hawke. I mean, this is something that you're seeing him get outside the box more and more now, but he's excellent, and he doesn't try to be the star of the show. They don't over-explain his motives and his reasons. But the film, the tension, suspense is building from start to finish throughout, and we get a very deserving finale, which, as a lot of horror films know, doesn't always happen. But I can say the finale does definitely land and sticks the finish for sure.
Definitely. I have to agree with you on Madeline McGraw. I think she actually stole quite a few scenes in that movie. She was actually pretty good in that. Mason Thames really surprised me. Actually reminded me of a much older actor, but as a younger person. And I can't think of his name right now, but that's what he kept reminding me of. And yeah, you're right. Ethan Hawke got out of his, other roles that he's had before. It almost reminded me of him actually growing up within the 24 hours of Training Day. That's what it kind of reminded me of, and he was a little unnerving, very unnerving. And man, his brother, yes, he was an idiot. That was very interesting. And what's really scary is this is something that can happen today. It's almost like it could be a real life situation. You're right. I didn't expect this from Blumhouse. I didn't have any high expectations. But I didn't sleep well last night after watching the movie. I kept seeing Ethan Hawke in that damn mask, man. And I said, wait, is my phone ringing? What's going on here?
We walked out of the theater about 14 hours ago. It's been 14 hours. And man, this film has not left my mind.
Yeah, it has.
There's different things I've thought about. And I mean, it is really one of the better ghost stories on film since The Sixth Sense. I mean, and I don't want to give anything away, but it really is truly well done, and it's one of Scott Derrickson's best films.
Yeah, you're right. We don't want to give too much away because I think the best spoiler alert is Madeline McGraw and some of the things that she says. So that's the best spoiler alert. All right, Tony, what do you give it?
It's getting a 4.5 out of 5 for me. It does drag a tiny little bit there in the middle, which, I mean, a lot of horror films do. And honestly, but what Mason Thames is able to make work in a small environment, it's truly remarkable. I can't wait to see what the kid does next. And like I said, this is Scott Derrickson's. This is probably his best film to date.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. I was surprised with Ethan Hawke's performance. Madeline McGraw, I still like her spoiler alerts, and she was stealing scenes. Mason Thames, very impressive as an actor in this movie, especially towards the end when he had to get some courage. That was very interesting. Hats off to Blumhouse, Scott Derrickson. They great directing this film, also along with Robert Cargill and writing the screenplay. This was a very scary Blumhouse ghost story. I agree with you. I give it 4.5 out of 5 Mickeys too. All right, folks, there you have it for Black Phone, me and Tony. Sorry, guys. Janelle is on vacation with her family, and she's having a great time. Tony's going on vacation in a few weeks, but we'll see if we can work something out with him. Again, thank you for joining us on Morning Dinner and talking about Black Phone.